Welcome to Mystery Unveiled, where the unknown meets the unexplained. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a mystery. Let's unveil the mystery together. Imagine sitting down for what you believe is a safe meal, only to discover that the very company you trusted may have just signed your death warrant. You subscribe to their services, follow their brand, and yet, could it be possible that corporations hold the legal power to endanger our lives and get away with it? What if subscribing to your favorite entertainment platform meant that your life was less valued in the eyes of the company? Could a company like Disney, one of the most beloved brands in the world, legally avoid responsibility for putting your life at risk? We're about to uncover a hidden truth that may shock you: corporate immunity and how companies might illegally endanger lives. We'll dive deep into the real-world cases, including the shocking story involving Disney. We'll explore how the legal system may be protecting corporations at the expense of consumer safety. Could it be that Disney, a company so closely tied to your leisure and entertainment, is more concerned about profits than the very people who support their empire? Corporate power has always loomed large over the everyday lives of consumers, from pharmaceutical giants to tech companies. These entities wield massive influence, and with that influence comes an enormous responsibility to protect those who trust them. But what happens when they fail to uphold that responsibility? Recent cases, including one involving Disney, have begun to reveal just how fragile that trust can be. A lawsuit against Disney brings to light a tragic incident that questions the extent to which corporations can be held accountable for their actions, or lack thereof. This case just might give us a glimpse into how corporate immunity works in real life. Let's take a closer look at the tragic case of Dr. Kanokporn Tangsuan, a New York physician who passed away after dining at the Raglan Road Irish Pub, a restaurant in Disney Springs, in October of 2023. Dr. Tangsuan had been assured that her meal was allergen-free, a promise she trusted while on vacation with her family. She suffered from severe allergies to dairy and nuts, and after eating the meal provided by the restaurant, she went into deep anaphylactic shock. Despite using her EpiPen and receiving emergency medical care, Dr. Tangsuan tragically did not survive. This incident raises an important and troubling question. How much responsibility do corporations like Disney hold when something like this happens? And more alarmingly, can they truly be held accountable? Or do they hide behind legal immunity? The idea of corporate immunity isn't new, but it's rarely discussed openly. In simple terms, corporate immunity refers to legal protections that shield companies from being fully accountable for the harm their products or services might cause. Think of it as a cloak of invisibility that allows them to dodge some of the most serious repercussions. For Disney, a multi-billion-dollar global entity, this immunity could mean that even when negligence results in death, they can avoid full accountability. This immunity can be granted through complex legal structures, government protections, or by leveraging large legal terms that make it nearly impossible for individuals, like Dr. Tangsuan's family, to fight back. Initially, Disney attempted to dismiss this lawsuit by citing arbitration clauses that her husband agreed to when subscribing to Disney Plus. However, under public scrutiny, they reversed this decision and allowed the case to proceed. But imagine if they hadn't. Imagine a world where corporations could quietly bury clauses in their terms of service, those long, convoluted documents that most of us never read. If Disney had been allowed to set this precedent, it could have paved the way for every corporation to hide behind the fine print, shielding themselves from any form of accountability. This would have been more than just a legal loophole. It would have been a silent agreement that our lives are less important than their profits. It's a sobering reminder that we often overlook in the legal documents and could one day stand between us and justice. Companies like Disney and others operate with a calculated risk mindset. They're fully aware that some of their decisions could lead to harm,
but they factor in potential legal costs as part of doing business. In Dr. Tangsuan's case, Disney might argue that the restaurant made an honest mistake, but when the consequences are fatal, should such a mistake be permissible? On the other hand, some argue that companies are often victims of frivolous lawsuits, and with that, legal protections are necessary to keep them from being unfairly targeted. But where does that leave the consumer? Is your safety truly their priority? Or are they simply managing risk with the calculation that some lives may be lost in the process? Witnesses and experts in Dr. Tangsuan's case revealed that the restaurant's allergen-free claims were not backed by stringent checks. The kitchen procedures that should have prevented cross-contamination were found to be insufficient. If these practices had been rigorously followed, would Dr. Tangsuan still be alive today? Corporate lawyers argue that accidents happen, but when those accidents are life-threatening, should the company be held to a higher standard? Is it enough to dismiss it as an unfortunate incident, or should Disney and other corporations be required to bear more responsibility for those promises they make to consumers? From my perspective, this raises a terrifying possibility. If companies can legally endanger us and escape full responsibility, how can we ever be sure of our safety? The tragic Disney case is a reminder that behind every corporate logo, there's a system designed to prioritize profits over people. But what if the person who died had been someone who subscribed to Disney Plus, regularly given their loyalty to the company? Would that subscriber feel betrayed, knowing that the brand they supported so wholeheartedly could endanger their life and face no real consequences? Do our subscriptions make us blind to the potential dangers these companies pose? But let's be fair. Corporations argue that they're under constant attack from people looking to make a quick buck off lawsuits. Legal protections, they say, are necessary to keep them from being unfairly targeted. However, when the stakes are life or death, should they really be able to hide behind legal immunity just because you enjoy watching the latest Marvel or Star Wars movie on Disney Plus? Are we, as consumers, trading our safety for entertainment? This leads me to a book that every consumer should read, The Big Short: Inside the Doomsday Machine by Michael Lewis. While it primarily focuses on the 2008 financial crisis, the book is a powerful reminder of how corporate greed and negligence can devastate lives, much like the troubling issues we discussed in this video. It offers valuable insights into how big corporations operate behind the scenes and how their actions can impact everyday people. I've included a link in the description where you can grab your copy today. By using the link, you'll also be supporting the channel. So click the link and get your copy and let me know your thoughts. Together, we can stay informed and empowered in the face of corporate power. Today, we've explored a disturbing truth. Corporate immunity may allow companies to endanger lives with little to no repercussions. The Disney case is just one example of how corporate actions can have deadly consequences. But here's the thing. This issue isn't going away anytime soon. As consumers, we have to remain vigilant. But is that enough when the legal system seems to be stacked against us? What do you think? Can corporations truly be held accountable? Or are they just untouchable? Is your loyalty to these brands worth the risk? Let's discuss it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if this video got you thinking, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into hidden truths and mysteries. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update as well. Stay safe, stay informed, and let's continue questioning the world around us.